in a very stunning set of new polls from North Carolina. We have multiple polls that say Donald Trump is losing the state of North Carolina, which he won in both 2016 and 2020. This is wild, wild stuff. There is a new Quinnipiac poll, which says Harris +3 in North Carolina. There is a new Survey USA WRAL TV poll out of North Carolina, which has Harris +3. The margin of error is 5 points on that one. But we now have two new polls from North Carolina that say Kamala Harris is winning by 3. In an average of recent polls, North Carolina is a tie, technically Trump winning by 1/10 of a point. That is as close to a tie as you can have without it actually being one. The scope and magnitude of this cannot be understated. If Kamala Harris were to find a way to win in North Carolina, it is over, save a miracle for Donald Trump. And let me explain why. This is the map from 2020. And these are the state-by-state results from 2020. If we were to take North Carolina, as I'm going to do now, and flip it blue, you end up with a scenario where even if Trump flips Pennsylvania and flips Georgia and flips Arizona, he still loses and Kamala Harris wins. Now, you can come up with other combinations. Maybe Trump doesn't flip Pennsylvania, but he flips Michigan. Kamala Harris still wins if she gets North Carolina. Or what about if it's Wisconsin and not Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, but not Arizona? Kamala Harris still wins in that scenario. So the reason that this is so critical, and I will reset the map here to the 2020 results, is that if Donald Trump does get North Carolina, he doesn't need to flip that much more to have a shot at this thing. But if Kamala Harris is able to get that state, it all of a sudden becomes extraordinarily unlikely for Donald Trump to find a path to victory here. So do I think, if I were a betting man and you gave me no odds, you just said it's a straight up bet, who wins North Carolina? I'm probably still betting on Trump. I think Trump will react, and he's already been reacting to these tight polls from North Carolina by putting money into North Carolina, a state that he probably shouldn't have to or didn't expect to have to put money into. But one of the important things to understand is that there are states where just making Trump fight for them is a win for Kamala Harris. There's really close polling in Florida right now. Texas, although we do this every election, I don't think Kamala Harris is really going to have a true shot at Texas by the time election day comes. But the fact that there's some polling out of Texas that looks a little tighter than we would be expecting to see it, Trump now has to figure out, I need to take states because I lost in 2020. I need some combination of Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, Wisconsin. Trump's talking about Minnesota. He's not going to get that one, but he needs to find new states. But at the same time, he's distracted from being able to focus on the states he needs to get that he didn't get in 2020, because he's having to defend at least one state, North Carolina, that he did win in 2020. And then Florida, he may end up having to defend Florida. Texas is this sort of, it's a distant kind of pie in the sky sort of thing. But without a doubt, Texas may be closer than it has been in decades based on the polling that we are seeing so far. So what's the strategy here if you just want to get involved? Well, the logical strategy is, hey, you live in California. Kamala Harris doesn't need your help in California. What do? You phone bank, and you phone bank specifically in some of these other states. Maybe you phone bank in Pennsylvania because it's tied, and you want to make sure that Harris gets Pennsylvania because without it, the road to 270 becomes more difficult. Or maybe you say, I'm going to phone bank in North Carolina because I want to put Trump up against the wall and have to spend money, resources, and invest time in defending North Carolina, which is already a bad sign for Donald Trump. So many ways to get involved here. We will be looking so closely at the aftermath to tonight's debate, the narratives that develop, the effect that this has. My warning, and we're going to get into this later, my warning is, yes, I expect Kamala Harris to win the debate tonight. I expect her to be more coherent and stick to the truth far more than Donald Trump. I expect Trump to use ad hominems. I expect Trump to be confused, disoriented, bumbling and stumbling, and tell endless lies such that it will be difficult to even fact check. But I don't believe that to the average Trump supporter, Trump will appear to have had the floor wiped with him tonight. And when the expectation is incredibly low, just getting through it without poopy pants, as some online are calling it, ends up seeming like a win. So I think we have to be ready for Trump not to collapse the way some are expecting him to, and for Kamala Harris to do well, but to be understandably nervous. So we'll delve more into our debate preview a little bit later. Let's take a quick break. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/The David Pakman Show.